Hey, Mr. Clash here, and today we're going to have a look at 4 different types of Frozen Witch combos. 4 different types of bases. So let's just get into it. As you can see here, we've got healers, and we're going to be having a look at combinations that don't have healers. We're going to have a look at ones that have 7 free spells. We're going to have a look at ones that have 3 free spells. So okay, and what we're going to do is we're going to go progressively from this base, which is essentially a Town Hall 9 with extra Expo and those sorts of troops like Town Hall 9 level weapons with Infernos, up to fully max Town Hall 10. So you can see it works right across the board. Without further ado, let's just get cracking right into this one. So where did the witches go down? There we go, in that corner down the bottom there. And you can see that some witches, there are 2 healers. So obviously you're not going to put the healers down this bottom one. They'll most likely go up here, and there they go, onto the left-hand witches. Now there are no giants or any kind of distracting troops here. So one thing that you can do to try and stop a mortar getting onto the witches directly is hope that a skeleton comes over here somewhere, and then once that happens, kind of get your once the mortar triggers onto a skeleton, then you can get some witches down. That's one method. Another method is to use giants or things like that. So you just saw Springtrap, a bunch of things going flying, Siege Machine coming in. So 4 free spells left. Do have a jump spell coming in on this one. Very smart use of the jump spell as well on this attacker. Freeze the left-hand side Inferno. Everybody's gone in. King's gone in. Queen's gone in. Now, a little bit lucky that that king decided to target back inside here, I feel. A little bit of a randomness that sometimes a king will actually stand out here instead of walking all the way around to get something. But in this case, the king did walk all the way around to get something, so it was a little bit lucky, and I don't really think it would have mattered. We already know how powerful witches are at Town Hall 9. So when you've got Town Hall 10 heroes, essentially almost maxed heroes, but you've got Town Hall 10 level number of spells and level number of troops, then a base that's got Town Hall 9 weapons, even if it's got a few Inferno Towers, isn't really going to stand much of a chance at all. And as you can see here, the base falls. So it's got 4 witches up on the right side up there. You've got 3 down in the middle here, plus 1 over there. So that's another 4. So that's 8 witches. So just about half the witches have survived, which is a tremendous amount of firepower. It's a tremendous amount of skelly generating power. So with that much on the base, look at all the skeletons there. Yeah, it was always going to be a 3-star attack. Okay, so we'll just leave this troop combo. And do notice bowlers in the clan castle. So while sometimes it might be considered to bring some Valkyries with raid spells and barbs, these guys have bowlers in the clan castle. So there's the troop combos. Let's go have a look at the next attack. Okay, here's the next one. Do have a look at the spell combination. You'll see there is a slight little change in the spells here. Now, something that I did fail to mention before, but I'll mention it this one. The previous attack was a fresh hit. This attack's a fresh hit. The next attack is a fresh hit. And the last attack that you'll see was the only cleanup attack. Okay, so let's just get right into this. 2 minutes 44. And essentially, it's like mass witches. Back in the old days, when I say old days, let's just call that pre-Town Hall 12, even pre-Town Hall 11 days. We might have even called this just hocus pocus. Definitely you'd call it mass witch. And of course you couldn't bring all these number of free spells because you just didn't have the spell slots available. But this attack strategy's really opened up once the free spells went down to 1 slot. Yes, the free spells do last half as long. So the double slot free spell used to last twice as long. But by being 1 slot, what it means is that you can move around the base more with the free spell. So you can progress with the free spells throughout the attack. So if you bought 4 free spells, just for example, you could have only, you would have only had 2 places you can drop them. But now with 4 single free spells, you can drop them in 4 different places, even though they would have taken up the same number of spell slots that were available to you. Again, you'll notice that there are bowlers in the clan castle taking out these weapons at the bottom, kings beating through the wall. All the free spells I've used. It doesn't really matter here if the queen goes down. You have a look at what's left over on this side. You've got 2 witches here. You've got, oh, I think a witch just died there. You've got a witch here. You've got a bunch of bowlers, giants still coming through, witch over here. And, oh, yep, she's gone. I thought yeah, there's a bomb there. She's going to go. And the giant's just going to wander. The giant's not going to be living too much. But you now have a look at the massive skellies coming through. It's going to be a hard ask. The mortar might be able to take out the bunch of skellies, but by then, all of these point defense weapons, they'll be down. So, oh, there's a big bomb that'll take out a few skellies and things like that. So, bowlers, look at the witches are still spawning more skellies. The witches are covering way up the back, so they're not really going to get triggered by bombs at the moment. Bowlers are just doing a bit of a double bounce action. Witches will take out this cannon. Watch how fast the cannon goes down. I can't remember how much health it had. Probably not too much. I really can't remember. Oh, it's just about a full health cannon, but look how fast it went down. Didn't even manage to kill one witch. So mortar goes down, and that's it. Nice little 3-star from Darren. And by the way, Darren got a 6-pack with this combination. And the next attacker you're going to see also got a 6-pack with that combination. So they are the troops that you can see there. You can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So the android people that only have space for 13 spell icons or troop icons on their screen, this attack will fit on your screen very nicely. 17 witches. Jump. Okay, let's go have a look at the next one. All right, as you can see, this one, 7 free spells. So instead of, say, bringing a jump spell, sacrificing 2 free spells for a jump spell or something like that, and 16 witches, 2 healers, and 4 giants. Now, obviously, the deal with the healers is that when you're going to put the witches down, in this case, you're coming in at the corner with the witches. So let's just say you had witches here and witches here. Then you have to figure out which witches are the ones least likely to have the healers taken out by air defense. So that's why you've got your 2 healers. So having said that, what is just very interesting, and I'll mention this now, is that the attacker's base was designed with these air defenses in the corners. So if you thought, I'm going to do this, what the attacker did, straight back at the attacker, 2 healers would not have worked for you because of his air defense. But anyway, let's just get straight into this attack for now. So you've got the witches coming up there on that side. At the top, you're going to have the witches on the right-hand side. So now you might be thinking, where are the healers going? Furthest away from the air defense, over on the right-hand side here. Now have a look how he uses the giants. He's put 2 giants at the top Tesla, 2 on this mortar here, that immediately distracted the mortar just enough for him to get the witches. Once the giants got inside the mortar's range, then it didn't really matter. Siege machines going down, cutting a path right across, going to take out 1 Expo. There are no jump spells in this attack, so it's all about witches and witch skellies. Now you can see these witches are just pulverizing this cannon. Now these skellies are getting taken out by the Expo here, so the witches will cop a little bit of damage, but just watch how quickly they take out this archer tower at the top, and boom, down she goes. So you can see all the skellies down at the bottom, taking out that bottom inferno with the aid of the queen. Now, of course, the beautiful part of that is once the skellies, a whole bunch of skellies get in onto that single target inferno, the single target inferno is kind of stuffed because it spends all of its time trying to shoot the skeletons, which are right at the base, while bowlers and witches and the archer queen, which is just slightly further out of range, can just sit there and do a lot of damage. Now check out all these witches at the bottom here. So you've got 5 witches under heal. At the bottom, you've got another 3 witches here. So 8 of the witches. Now I think I remember he brought 16 witches in. So half of the witches are still alive. The queen's full health, 2 free spells. Queen hasn't even used her ability yet. And you've still got these bowlers, and the bowlers came in the clan castle. So massively overpowered attack with the amount of killing ability left on the field of battle. So as even swagged that one little last heal spell. Not heal spell, free spell. Even swagged the last free spell. And look, it didn't matter which way the mortar was going to go. This attack was all over bar the shouting. So I'll just leave that up for now, so you can just jot down on a piece of paper the witch combos. What I might do as well is put the different combinations in the description below. So if you don't have a piece of paper, you can just have a look at the description below the video and you can see the different witch combinations that were used. So let's go have a look at the last attack now. And here is the last attack. And also do please take note of the troops. There are only 9 troop icons used in this one, 9 different things, 12 giants in this one. So no wizards or just the 2 giants, no healers. So in the case of a base where healers would be taken out, such as in this case where you've got air defense, which would take out any kind of healers once the witches got in this sort of an area, just like the old witch slap days. So when a witch slap originally came out, you would have had healers on either side of the witches going down, and then people started to move the air defenses around to combat that, and so the healers were just removed from the attack and other troops were brought in to enable the Gobo Wee Wee attack to develop fully. So this is what we have here as a result. It's very similar to a bow witch, similar to in the bow witch that would bring giants, let's just say. Anyway, let's stop waffling, just get into it. All the giants down, 12 giants right across the screen, a pile of witches on each corner, and then the 7 witches in the middle. So remember, it was 15 witches, so 4 witches on each corner with 7 witches in the middle, and then the siege machine to follow up. Now the key with this attack is that you are using a siege machine and the free spell together. So no need for a jump spell. The siege machine is the thing that's going to crack open the base. In the previous income before the siege machines, you would have had to use jump spells, but without the need for a spell to get into the base, that now frees up spells for other uses. So you can just see on the top side here, you'll see how these skellies and things try to take out all of this point defense up here. Those witches will end up all going down. Now the Lava Hound has popped, so it's a little bit of a nuisance to the Queen, but you've got a massive amount of skelly witches and things on this right hand side. Now they're dealing with splash damage, so traditionally, of course, we all like to think that splash damage is really harmful to witches, but you've just seen they just dealt with 2 wizards, or they're about to deal with the 2nd wizard now. This witch will go down eventually, I believe, to that wizard. And let's just see, does she? No, she doesn't. Okay, so she managed to survive. These witch skellies up here through this little hole in the wall up here managed to distract enough for the Queen to stay up. The Queen's going to go down up here, but you can see she's got 2 witches behind her with skellies, and then you've got all these witches down the bottom side here. I think you've got 4 witches down there. So with only these few weapons left and that one last free spell, the Queen's almost out. She will go out. I think she takes out the Tesla. There we go. Yes, she takes out the Tesla last shot. Now there is a little troll Tesla at the bottom, so you'll get to see how powerful a troll Tesla is against 4 witches down here. And well, look at that. Those 2 witches did survive the big bomb, but not the 2 little bombs that followed. And we all know what's going to happen here. These 4 witch skellies, the witches won't even get a shot off. That many skellies cannot be defended against by a Tesla, and the Tesla will go down pretty fast. The witches are going to spawn, but it's not going to make any difference. And boom, there she goes. So they are 4 different frozen witch attacks with 4 different troop combinations and spell combination, troop and spell, like different numbers of witches and things like that. So as I always say in all of these videos where I'm showing you multiple troop combos, make them up in your clan, give them a go. You will notice all of the bases attacked had a kind of squareness about them. They weren't some kind of weird shape going in and out and all over the place. They were kind of relatively square-ish, as you can see here. Okay, so seeing as This is a war attack with lots of different strategies in terms of witches, even though it's one overall strategy, but the different uses of them. Now, that would be like saying in war, you have an army that can be used different ways. So we're going to have an army-related question of the day. So the army-related question of the day, we can just let that play in the background, just so you can have an idea on different spreads and things like that. So the army-related question of the day is this. Where did Napoleon, the Emperor Napoleon, where did Napoleon keep his armies? Where did Napoleon keep his armies? He kept his armies in his sleeveys. Oh God, that's so terrible. Anyway, that's it for today's video. Do leave the video a thumb up. Do definitely share this with your clan mates so that they can see in one video 4 different frozen witch combinations that are, as you can see in a war, have proven very, very effective in the war. As I said, 2 people got 6 packs with the combination, so do share them with your clan mates. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next video.